Hello everyone and welcome back to another Top 10 Trends. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the 10 smartest people to ever live. You haven't heard of a lot of these people, I guarantee it. Number 10, Rick Rosner. Rick Rosner is considered one of the smartest men on the planet, but you may well have never heard of him. He's one of the best IQ test takers to ever put pen to paper, if not the best ever, but he doesn't have the same career as most other geniuses. At one point in time, he was a stripper, and in the 80s, he began writing for TV shows. He wrote for MTV, and moving forwards, he appeared on the popular show Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? However, he was unsuccessful and apparently caught in a trick question that he was unable to answer correctly. After being booted off the show, he tried to sue them for the mishap. After his time on Millionaire, he would help write and produce The Jimmy Kimmel Show. He's been in a couple advertisements since then, but has faded out of the public eye. His last major media appearance was on the show Obsessed, which focused on his obsession with working out, which was caused by a paralyzing fear of age and death. It's said that he takes over 50 pills a day in order to keep himself, quote, healthy as possible. Number 9, Ainan Cawley. Ainan Cawley is a teenage super prodigy with an IQ of between 250 and 350, depending on the test, which is completely asinine. If you know anything about IQ tests, not only do most not go that high, but any number above 140 is not able to be determined by a normal test. Now, I'm not doubting the kid is a genius. In fact, he's probably a lot smarter than me, but nothing pisses me off more than that dumbass friend we all have who takes those stupid Facebook IQ tests and gets a 180 somehow and suddenly starts expecting to be treated like Einstein. You want to measure your IQ? Take the Titan test. Look it up. Regardless, Ainan is a certified genius, able to remember over 500 decimal places of pi. At the age of 8, he passed a chemistry exam made for high school juniors, and at 7, he passed the physics course at the same level. Unfortunately, some jealous assholes have taken a disliking to Ainan's natural intellect, and he apparently gets bullied quite frequently, which doesn't seem like a smart move to me. Are you really gonna bully the real-life equivalent of Ozymandias from Watchmen? He's gonna be a billionaire when he grows up, or a powerful figure in the scientific community. Why would you want to piss him off? Ainan says it doesn't bother him, which I can only assume is true due to the fact that he's too busy seeing into the fourth dimension to take notice of ours. Number 8, Francis Galton. Sir Francis Galton? Another person you might not know, but you should. He developed a number of things that are incredibly important to us, such as the statistical concept of correlation. He introduced questionnaires and surveys for collecting data. He developed eugenics and founded psychometrics, the study of measuring mental faculties. So he literally wrote the IQ test. He also developed a method to classify fingerprints that helps immensely in modern forensic science. He also conducted research on the power of prayer, saying it had, quote, null effect. Oh, he also invented meteorology. You know, mapping the weather. He was also Charles Darwin's half-cousin. Fun fact. It's a wonder while he was inventing and pioneering all of these various fields where he found time to publish over 300 papers and books. Jesus Christ, maybe he should have studied the correlation between success and lack of sleep. If I was a gambling man, I might say he invented the time machine too, but just never told anyone. Number 7, Marie Curie. Marie Curie was a physicist and chemist who pioneered research on radioactivity. She was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, the only woman to win twice, and the only person to ever win a Nobel Prize in 2 different scientific categories. She developed the term radioactivity and developed the techniques for isolating radioactive isotopes. She discovered radium and polonium and established the first military field radiological center during World War I. Unfortunately, Curie died in 1934 due to an illness brought on by her constant exposure to radiation. Marie Curie is one of the most influential women in science and one of the most influential scientists in history. She earned her place on this list, but if only she was a little smarter and didn't carry radium around in her pockets. Number 6, Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla was an engineer, physicist, and futurist who supplied us with AC, or alternating current. Why should I give a shit, you ask stupidly? Well, dumbass, because you wouldn't be able to use nearly anything that uses electricity. AC is used to transmit information. Telephones and cable use AC frequencies. Most of the appliances you plug directly into the wall run on AC, and radio waves are a form of AC. Alternating current allows electricity to be distributed over long distances really efficiently, and if we went with Thomas Edison's DC model, everything would run on batteries, which means most things wouldn't run or would need a motor to run. Tesla also, of course, developed the Tesla coil, which is just pretty cool. Unfortunately, Tesla made a lifelong enemy of Edison, who took every opportunity to try and drive him out of business. One of Tesla's final projects was trying to develop a wireless power source, but he was unable to do so, and the project stopped being funded and was ultimately a failure. Number 5, William Sidis. William Sidis is another child prodigy I'm immediately jealous of. For him, Mathematics came naturally, as did language, as he was proficient in many of them. His IQ is supposedly the highest one ever obtained, but the actual score has been lost. He attended Harvard at the age of 11. Yes, you heard me right. He attended Harvard at the age of 11. He was actually supposed to attend at the age of 9, but Harvard administrators were worried he would be too emotionally underdeveloped, so they waited till he was 11. As an adult, he was apparently proficient in over 40 languages. However, it turns out that William was a notorious liar, and while he was very smart and very proficient, many of his claims were exaggerated greatly. He eventually withdrew from public life, using pseudonyms to write on a massive list of subjects. He was arrested for being a socialist and objecting to World War I. He was obsessed with streetcars and was a self-proclaimed paradromophile, which is a term he made up for a person obsessed with research on streetcars. Fun fact, the movie Good Will Hunting is based loosely on William Sidis. Number 4. Gottfried Leibniz. Leibniz was a German genius who changed the way we look at mathematics forever. He developed integral and differential calculus. At the same time Isaac Newton did, but he did it completely independently. Leibniz's mathematical connotations are widely used and are considered the better way to show calculus. Now at this point you might be thinking, Mitch, why the hell should I care? Well, as someone who had to learn calculus, let me explain quickly. You know what a circle is, right? Of course you do. You're not that stupid. Well, it's really easy to find the inside of a square, right? But how do you find the inside of a circle? Leibniz. Oh man, that's a sexy arch you got there, McDonald's. But how did your engineers know how to make it? Leibniz. Modern electricity sure is cool there, Nikola Tesla. But how do you know how to properly measure and develop it? Leibniz. Oh man, NASA, them rockets sure are cool. But how do you know how fast they should accelerate? Leibniz. Calculus changed the way human beings evolved. It allowed for pretty much every single development leading into the modern era. Every single one. And Leibniz developed it. He did lots of other things too, but nothing even compares to calculus. I wish I learned more of it when I was in school, but I had to teach myself, so there you go. Number 3. Isaac Newton. We're getting into the giants of intelligence here now. And we probably started with Leibniz. But Isaac Newton, while also developing calculus, applied it to physics in his novel Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica. Although some of his assumptions have since been proven wrong, Newton's principles of gravity had no parallels in science at the time. None. Nobody had ever figured that out yet. And while it might seem second nature to you, this is the guy who figured it out first. With Newton's understanding of physics and Leibniz's interpretation of the mathematics behind it, the way was paved for the beginning of the scientific revolution. Needless to say, it'd be a mistake to underestimate the gravity of Sir Isaac Newton. Number 2. Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein was a theoretical physicist who actually contributed to the scientific field. He developed the general theory of relativity, which is what's used today in almost every single aspect of science. He developed the mass-energy equivalence formula, the famous E=mc² you've heard so much about, but have no idea what it means. He won a Nobel Peace Prize and changed the way we thought about subatomic particles. He warned FDR that the Nazis were making nuclear weapons and led the Manhattan Project, the scientific endeavor that developed nuclear weapons and ended World War II, forever changing the course of human history. Einstein developed the theory of wormholes, and so many quantum theories that science fiction writers love to cram into their half-baked screenplays. Einstein deeply regretted having created nuclear weapons, worrying that they may be the ultimate doom of mankind itself. And the number 1 smartest person in the world is me. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. I hope you're not too mad at the joke at the end. There's no such thing as the smartest guy in the world, guys. It's a team effort here. We're all people moving forward. If you liked the video, please make sure to like it down below. Leave a comment if I actually had you learn something. I know, right? Weird. And have a great day, guys.